You know what? You know what? This don't even get an introduction, man. Listen, man. You got a lot of stupid commentators. You got stupid media people. You got just goofy ass people making goofy videos. Okay? You got people just doing dumb and goofy stuff all over the internet. I mean, it's it's a damn hypocrisy going on here. You know, I just gotta look and I gotta wonder, what fight were people watching? What fight was people watching? This fight was a complete domination. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, people want to talk about what Cris Cyborg didn't do right. Well, you know what? Hey, let's do this. Let's talk about what Felicia Spencer didn't do right. I mean, first of all, is it normal to keep your head on the center line like that? Because every time Cris Cyborg threw up a strike, guess what? It landed. Every single time. Okay? I mean, let's talk about the fact that Felicia Spencer don't know how to check leg kicks. Let's talk about that. She didn't check a single leg kick by Cyborg. Cyborg dropped Felicia Spencer with a leg kick. I mean, are we going to talk about that? I mean, seriously. I mean, are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about the fact that Felicia Spencer is weak to the body? Like I told you. I said that there was a definite bona fide weakness in her game, her body. That's a part of your game. Your body is a part of your game. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about how poorly Felicia Spencer does not cut off the octagon. She's very poor at cutting off the octagon. We don't want to talk about that. Or what about the fact that Felicia Spencer is slow of foot? What about her hand speed is slow? What about she's just slow, period? We don't want to talk about that, do we? See, it's so easy and convenient for people to sit back and talk about what Cyborg don't do right. Has Felicia Spencer ever been knocked out? No, she's been undefeated. Anybody want to talk about that Cris Cyborg took her O? Anybody want to talk about how she dominated Megan Anderson? Who, everybody was billing Megan Anderson to be the next coming of God. Anybody want to talk about that? You see, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. I see what's going on by the media. I see what's going on by commentators. I see what's going on by the UFC and Dana White. I see what's going on by a lot of goofy people making goofy videos who, deep down, they really just don't like Cris Cyborg. I see what's going on, okay? And there is an all-out war, okay, to strip Cyborg of her dignity, to strip this woman of who she is, strip her of her brand, and to deface the value of who she is. There is an all-out war. There's an all-out war. And that's what these people are doing. That's what these people are doing right now, okay? They're stripping Cris Cyborg of who she really is. And you know what? It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that people, are so willing to strip Cris Cyborg of who she is. So I look at it like this, okay? I'm just going to make videos to counter stupid people because Cris Cyborg did everything right in that fight. What about this high-level wrestling that people keep talking about? This high-level wrestling. What high-level wrestling? I'm trying to figure out what high-level wrestling did Felicia Spencer display. Please tell me. Anybody tell me, what high-level wrestling and grappling did you see? Because every time I saw her put Cris Cyborg in a clinch, guess what? Cris Cyborg kneed her ass to death. How y'all gonna explain this? How we gonna explain all of this? I saw Cris Cyborg knee Felicia Spencer to death in this whole debacle, okay? That they're trying to make Felicia Spencer look like some kind of hero while we're trying to villainize Cris Cyborg. I see what's going down. I see what's happening. It is what it is. But I'm not about to let it happen on this channel. I bet you I will be one of the people that's going to unvillainize Cris Cyborg. I will be one of the people that's going to talk about what Cris did right. Felicia Spencer couldn't deal with Cris in stand-up. She couldn't deal with Cris in the clinch. She couldn't deal with Cris on the ground. And Felicia's supposed to be so good on the ground. She's supposed to be so good on the ground. So good. And guess what? That didn't work either. Nothing worked. Every game plan that Felicia Spencer had, it didn't work. Felicia Spencer tried A. She tried game plan C, game plan B. She tried all of these game plans and nothing worked. Cris Cyborg. Why don't we want to talk about how many levels above Felicia Spencer that Cris Cyborg is? Why don't we want to talk about, how Felicia Spencer should have never been in this fight in the first place? Why don't we talk about how the UFC is so stupid because they completely boffed up this whole 145-pound division? Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we discuss the issues instead of discussing what Cyborg didn't do right? Look at this photograph. Do you guys not see this is high skill level? She slipped the punch from an amateur striker, slipped the punch and came back with a counter. We don't want to talk about how well Cris Cyborg countered in this event. See, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about how Felicia Spencer closed her eyes and was throwing strikes. We don't even want to talk about how sloppy her striking was. We don't want to talk. Felicia Spencer was sloppy all around. The only thing people, it was a firefight. It was back and forth. What back and forth? And I'm making a video, and I'm going to I'm going to show the round by round results. And what back and forth are we talking about? Because in one round, Felicia Spencer landed one strike in one of the damn rounds. So, please explain how we have back and forth. How do we have that? See, people, they're letting their bias and they're letting their blindness get to them. They're letting their hate for a Brazilian get to them instead of looking at what happened. I knew. And then I also told y'all that Dana White was going to take this as an opportunity. Okay, I told y'all it was coming. I said that if Cyborg went the distance with Spencer, he was going to take that as an opportunity to say, look, she didn't finish Spencer. Felicia Spencer didn't get finished, so Cris Cyborg getting worth the money. I told y'all he was going to do this, and what is the man doing now? He's doing exactly what I said. Had Cris Cyborg would have finished Spencer, I'm going to tell you what he would have said then. He would have said, well, Cris didn't finish her fast enough. Or Cris didn't finish, Spencer faster than Nunes finished Holly. There would have always been a narrative. Because for people that look like Cyborg, there's always going to be a narrative. There's always going to be some kind of, underlying, thing or whatever they're thinking. It's always going to be something. Okay? It's not going to be what we want it to be. That's just the way that is. Cris Cyborg will forever, in her lifetime, be ridiculed. Okay? She's going to have, she's going to get hate thrown her way. Okay? She's always going to get the second end of the stick when it comes to these people. And the fact of the matter is, Cris Cyborg, damned if you do and damned if you don't. Okay, damned if you go in there and have a great performance, but she the one getting criticized. Ain't nobody criticizing Spencer. Oh, yeah. No, let's talk about what the hell she did wrong. How about that? Let's talk about what did Felicia do wrong? What did she do wrong? See, I dare anybody to make a video and talk about what Felicia did. Y'all not going to do that. See, you're not going to do that. You won't do that because all of you, every last one of y'all got this narrative. Y'all don't see this great mixed martial artist in front of y'all. Well-rounded fighter. Well-rounded. Now, y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see that Cris Cyborg stuffed 8 takedowns from a Felicia Spencer. Felicia Spencer couldn't get a single takedown. No, we ain't see all that. And I'm talking about stuffed them beautifully. And then came back with counters. No, we ain't see that. All we saw, Felicia Spencer getting her ass whooped and going the distance. That's all we saw. I tell y'all what, I'm going to be all up in this piece. I'm going to be all up in this piece, and I'm going to be Cyborg Nation. I don't care what some of you fecal fruity matter fruitcakes think. I don't care what you popcorn Pop-Tart farts think. I don't care. This is my channel. I'm a Cyborg fan, and I'm going to stay a Cyborg fan, and I'm going to call it out when I see it. There's a bias. For people that look like Cyborg, there's a bias. And we know what it is. See, people just don't want to acknowledge that. And people hate their bigotry. They hate their bigotry. They hate their biases because you know why? Because they don't want to get caught. They want to try to hide it. But deep down, just say it. I don't like this Brazilian bee. Just say it. Because, see, I like my people up front. I like my bigots up front. I like people up front to just say, I don't like this Brazilian bee. And I hope she get beat. See, it comes out much more better, and then we know who you are. Cyborg, look at this, man. This picture is beautiful, and it's a beautiful display of mixed martial arts right here in this photograph. Tell you, man, she won't get appreciated until she's gone. And then, probably won't eat it. And then people still want to talk about these steroids, okay? Don't nobody, and people just tend to don't want to talk about the other people who've been juicing. We don't want to talk about Brock Lesnar. We don't want to talk about John Jones. We don't want to talk about that. Nope. And I throw John Jones in there because John Jones been doing enough bootlicking and tap dancing. He's been doing all of that stuff. John Jones is in that crowd. He's been doing too much of that. He's been doing a whole lot of that. So John Jones, everybody loves John. We don't want to talk about Frank Mir. We don't want to talk about these guys all on these darn steroids. No. The only person that people seem to remember is Cris Cyborg. When basically all the MMA done been on it. It is what it is. But I tell y'all what, I most definitely will. I most definitely will be Team Cyborg up in here. You better believe it. I don't care whether you like it or not. I'm gonna be Team Cyborg all the way up in here. Cyborg got my full support. She's got my full support. She's gonna continue to get my support until the wheels fall off. This is a pro Cyborg channel, and if you don't like Cyborg, this is probably not the channel for you, okay? I won't tolerate any name calling. I won't tolerate anything because your comments will never be seen anyway. You'll be wasting your time because I approve the comments. I decide what come down, okay? I decide. I decide what you say and what you don't say. It's just that simple. I decide. I make the decisions. So now, what are we going to talk about? When are we going to talk about what Felicia's doing? What she did wrong in the fight? I bet you I'm going to talk about it. Oh, you better bet your bottom dollar that Coach Sheldon Harrison will talk about it. I'm done.